All right. So just getting straight into it. Um, we're back with another little recap. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. It is currently 10:39. And legit, I got cooked, but not well, in part my fault, but also no. So basically I ended up taking a trade. I ended up taking a trade today, and it would have failed, but also at the same time, Tradovate or whatever or Alpha, I don't know what it was that happened, like started tweaking out, and I got filled in for double the position size I was gonna get filled in for. So technically I probably should have lost about four something, which is fine with me. I mean, a loss is a loss, but I ended up losing two trades. Well, I ended up losing basically one big trade. So instead of taking 10 contract entry, I ended up taking a 20 contract entry because for whatever reason Alpha was just walling out, tweaking out. No. So I got filled in with a lot more risk than I wanted to, and yeah, I am taking a pretty fat loss today. So I'm gonna stop trading as a whole, even though I might see positions open, but I'm not gonna deal with that anymore. Thankfully, my loss limit is 1,000. And even though it wasn't my fully my fault, I'm not gonna take any more trades. So I'm back down to what am I at right now? Like I'm down to 300, minus 300 on the week. I should have been profitable still even after today's loss, but well, it is what it is. Things happen. So just to quickly recap here, I'm just gonna make it really quickly. So this is open right here. Open is right here at 9:30. We open down into this unmitigated 15-minute gap right here. Right? Sorry, onto this 15-minute gap. From there, we begin to expand up higher, right? We begin to expand up higher right here. Boom, 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 boom. We end up, we end up creating this 15-minute gap right here. Right here. So on the overall idea, I was looking for longs, very obvious buy side liquidity right above us, very obvious delivery higher here, higher highs, higher lows. New day opening gap high is sponsoring. I mean, the new day opening gap is sponsoring the heavier bullish move here, and so yeah, longs would what it was really my bias on the day. I was hoping so. Not at around 9:45, we opened this 15-minute FEG right here. And I was really hoping that after we deliver from this 9:30 open low higher into this 15-minute gap, we would deliver towards our draw on liquidity, as also this as the S&P has really strong liquidity above it too. We end up inversing this 15-minute. I don't like that. The minute we inverse that 15-minute, we also end up opening a new 5-minute gap right here. But what I wasn't liking as a whole with this price action was the fact that even though we did have this 15-minute inverse, the S&P was still holding this stack of 15 minutes here. This consecrated encroachment of a stack of 15 minutes was still holding really strongly, but it could go both ways. It could go both ways because we have the unmitigated 1 hour below us that we form at 10 a.m., or we could just push straight up to the draw. So honestly, today as a whole was just very iffy. So what I look for in the one trade I basically look to take here was we pull back to this 15-minute, right? I was looking for shorts here, but if we were looking truly for shorts, what we would have done is that we would have tapped into this 5-minute and probably delivered down, respecting the 15-minute IFEG, and then just tracing back down to this maybe 15-minute intermittent low, which is the 9:30 low as well. What we end up doing instead is inversing this 5-minute as well, and we end up re-inversing this 15-minute while the S&P holds. So I was looking for a long. So once again, from this level right here to this level right here of the expansion leg that we had, inversing the 5-minute gap, we had a nice little pullback here. And in this case, it was a small little pullback here. Yeah, we pull back here, we trace up higher, and then we pull back again. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we have another pullback down here into this 3-minute gap right here. We pull back to the 3-minute gap, and basically my entry ended up being right around, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, my entry I was looking at was right here, a 30-second CISD entry right here with a 30-second IFEG right here. Small little internal IFEG, 5-minute IFEG here too. So not only did we get a pullback into a 5-minute IFEG, right? Small pullback to 5-minute IFEG. We do also end up getting a pullback into the 15-minute IFEG. And no, we don't trace all the way to discount. Then again, we don't really have to, right? The 3-minute technically just get tapped into here. So my entry would have been right here, naturally speaking. But what ended up happening, basically, I ended up putting a limit order entry here. Boom. So my limit order entry at the CISD at the low, targeting just honestly the internal draw, the internal highs up here. Eco highs we left behind here at open. And then, yeah. So what I ended up doing here, I did end up taking this limit order entry here for 10 contracts. But instead of taking 10 contract entry, it filled me in with 20. Because basically what I did, I placed a 10 contract limit order entry, and it didn't fill in. It was like having some form of trouble. It says to contact my provider or whatever, so on and so forth. So for whatever reason, it started tweaking and lagging out and whatever, and I got stopped out basically at I got stopped out at I got filled in at 20 contracts. From there, we obviously chop around, do our thing. We end up tracing all the way down here. We get stopped out. We get stopped out for 940 down here. So I get cooked up, and I'm hoping that we didn't get filled in at all, but we do end up getting filled in here, and so that was that. And so I technically did take a loss nonetheless. Was this an A+ setup? Honestly, it was really weird, and it was really odd to navigate, if I'm honest. If anything, maybe I should have gone low risk, but also maybe I should have waited for this 1 minute down here to get tapped into. I think maybe waiting for this 1 minute FEG inside the expansion range probably would have been the smarter move. In this case, we obviously do end up getting that one right here. Maybe could have looked for a trade right here. Let me get rid of this. A trade right here. After this 30-second IFEG that we get here, maybe get filled in around here, and then deliver up towards break even probably at these swings up here. So we would have gone stopped out, but my next entry probably would have been this 1 minute probably. Maybe the IFEG here probably would have been the 1 minute entry that would have gone and would have looked for. So likelihood is we're getting filled in right now. We have this 1 minute IFEG here. I could still take an entry right here at the low, targeting maybe the external draw above us, or maybe just a little 1-on-1 RR. Maybe get a little filled in here. Once again, just to get a little bit better our risk to reward here. But I'm not gonna do that. And so once again, I am getting stopped out here for about $1,000 here, even though that was a bad fill. Then again, the trade was mine as well, so it is what it is. Maybe I should have waited a little bit more, but well, yeah, bad fill. And so right now, technically, I lost about a grand, so I'm back down to about, I think, minus 200 on the week. I'm down to about minus $200 on the week, and so yeah, it is what it is. We're probably going to deliver at least towards these highs. I'm pretty sure the S&P is going to take out at least these internal highs. Probably going to drag up to these highs above us too. But with that being said, yeah, big loss on the day. Partially my fault, but the big L was not my fault. We would have still been profit on the day, on the week for $200 profit at minimum, and I ended up getting cooked instead. But things happen. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm getting off the charts today. I'm just gonna call it. I'm not working with that. Yeah, hopefully we get a better price action throughout the week. Today was pretty bad, honestly. It was just honestly all over the place. But with that being said, it is what it is, and yeah, see what happens tomorrow. Deuces.